Hey, what's up, everybody? Jazz Braganza here. Another What's Next. In my last video, this was about Professor Victor Davis Hanson. In his interview, he spoke about victimhood and oppression, and those who are not in those categories are exploiting them big time. Oprah Winfrey, the Obamas, LeBron James, just to mention a few. And unfortunately, when you look at how the media treats themselves, if you are black, if you are Asian, if you are Hispanic, if you are a woman, automatically the victim card comes out. One particular, just recently, Mina Kimes. Mina Kimes, who works for ESPN'Woke, just like Maria Taylor Pryor before her, when she had her spat with Rachel Nichols. And Rachel Nichols made a comment, some people say an offhanded comment, in regards to how Maria Taylor got her rise into the elites in ESPN. And of course, Rachel Nichols was subsequently suspended. And then, of course, she eventually left ESPN'Woke, the best thing for her to do. But now, Mina Kimes says, "Hey, Maria, hold my beer." Let's take a look. This comes out of Outkick. ESPN Mina Kimes wants you to know she's a victim. Yes. Woman victimhood. Yes. Over the weekend, a random troll named Charlie Brown emailed ESPN'Woke's Mina Kimes to question whether she's qualified to discuss the NFL, which consistently entirely of male players. "Mina, stop embarrassing yourself and pretending to actually know anything about male sports." The email begins. "The only reason you're at ESPN is due to affirmative action." Ooh. Jeff Saturday, former offensive lineman for the Indianapolis Colts, played with them for over a decade, must privately feel so emasculated having to pretend to have an intellectual back and forth about professional football with someone wearing lipstick and high heels. Ouch. Viewers see you as a bad joke that they're forced in enduring. Why did Kimes feel the need to share a particular piece of hate mail? She claims in doing so empowers young women and makes them aware of what women covering sports faces regularly. "I get asked by women every day whether it's normal, and I want people to see it never ends, has absolutely nothing to do with you," Kimes explained on Twitter. Of course, it has an excuse. Kimes' need to publicize this email is sad. Kimes wanted her colleagues, bosses, and other potential critics to know that she's a victim. Yes. Woman victimhood. That even though ESPN'Woke pays her well above her market value and promotes her way above her success rate, she's been bullied. And Kimes received the exact reaction she expected to get. Verified Twitter accounts, those lovely blue checkers, tweeted Kimes' screenshot, claiming that it proves that fans bully female sports pundits. Kimes then trended on Twitter with fancy hashtags like girl power. But Kimes' gender has nothing to do with the number of crude comments she receives. The truth is, random, often anonymous online users send hosts and journalists belittling comments all the time. Have you ever seen Skip Bayless Twitter mentions? Nearly every day, people tell him he's too old to have a job or not important enough to live. People do the same to Dave Portnoy, Stephen A. Smith, Colin Cowherd, all of them who receive daily comments telling them to off themselves, and none of them who are female. Kimes no different, except for the fact that she's female. ESPN'Woke chose to make a 36-year-old woman the focal point of its daily NFL coverage. Ergo, she must now accept the drawbacks as well as the perks. However, there is one difference between Kimes, Bayless, Portnoy, Smith, and Cowherd. As a woman, Kimes can use nasty comments as leverage, and man, will she. Kimes didn't post the email to empower women, but to empower herself. Yes, to make sure she plays that victim card, and she plays it well. To show ESPN'Woke that while she may appreciate her mediocre rise from ESPN magazine writer to lead NFL analyst, she wants more. And as a victim, she can now take aim at someone above her and claim rights to his job. Brian Greasy, you have been warned. Mina Kimes is talented and bright. She had a path to success on those qualities alone, but talent and smarts are not how ESPN builds its stars. It pays better to be a victim than an overachiever. Kimes knows that well. So does her agent, who will convince ESPN to take a stand against sexism by paying Kimes more and perhaps giving her an even larger role on another NFL studio show. Sorry, Alex Smith. Someone who looks like you has already had his day. So move the out of the way. ESPN can see the tweet now. Quote, we named Mina Kimes the first female analyst of the NFL draft. ESPN said in a statement to The Athletic. Mina Kimes wants you to know she's a victim, a woman victim. And some random emailer, Charlie Brown, proves it. ESPN saw it and now caters to her future demands. Kimes is lucky to have Charlie Brown. Now we go from that to this.
If you are out in the public eye and you want to have your voice heard, there are going to be people who are going to criticize you. And you have to be willing to. If you want to be treated like a man, you have to be willing to handle it like a man. I think
this comes from Fearless with Jason Whitlock.
Mina Kimes this time, it was Maria Taylor last time. We have seen it really in modern history, especially in media, but just in general. I think what she's doing here is evil, it's stupid, and it's counterproductive. And so I'll try to be brief here. Here's where it's evil.
No. Hold for 1 second.
Hold on there.
You just said a mouthful.
Hold your horses.
Take your time. Evil, stupid, and counterproductive. Go ahead.
There we go. I think men are wired to do three things in particular, amongst many other things. Terrible. Protect gets said to Mina Kimes, and here comes Jeff Saturday and Dan Orlovsky to the rescue, along with all the executives and the rest of society, because we are wired to protect women. This is what we do. Right? Male instinct. We are wired this way, and they are directly attacking this. They're saying, look, I'm a woman. Hear me roar. By the way, I just want to be treated equally, just like you are. I just want to be treated like a man. The problem with that is if Jeff Saturday would throw this out there, we'd all shrug. Yeah, well, welcome to the club, dude. This happens to a lot of us hourly. You get on Twitter, don't check your Twitter mentions. That's our best advice. We would shrug. Yes. In fact, we actually have a pretty good example of how a man would handle this and how we as a society would handle something terrible being said to a man. It just happened to Baker Mayfield. And guess how we found out about it? Through Baker's wife. Baker didn't tell us he was getting death threats. His wife tweeted about it. And you know what the coach came up and said? Yeah, if it gets that far, we'll probably need to take a look at it, but, comes with the course. You know how Baker handled it? He said, quote, you have to take it one day at a time and realize that your priorities, your family members, and the people who truly matter to you, those are the opinions you need to listen to. You want to be treated like...
My thoughts. Between the article and the interview on Jason Whitlock, pretty much hits it right on the nose. The fact of the matter is that when you have someone who started out at ESPN Magazine as a writer and then worked that way, parlayed that into a hosting gig on one of its elite shows, you could say, okay, either A, she busted her ass, she was qualified, she actually did her homework regarding the NFL, hey, I watched as a kid, and, I keep track of my teams and what have you, the stats, and, who gets traded, who doesn't, okay, great. But if you got hired for that job because it's a diversity hire, because it's a woman hire, because it's a, identity politics, check the boxes hire, because it's a blue check hire, you should be embarrassed. You should be disgusted. I know I would be, being Hispanic. If I was hired because I was solely Hispanic, that's an insult. I'm like, no, here are my qualifications. Oh, well, you're not qualified enough, but you're Hispanic, so you got the job. No, if I'm Mina Kimes, she's taking full advantage of it. And hey, who can blame her? But if you want to be put in that box, that the only reason why you got the NFL gig is because you're Asian and you check off boxes, that is evil. That's manipulation. That is. And you're taking full advantage of it. Just like Maria Taylor before you did the same damn thing. But then again, it is ESPN'Woke, and so the trash nonsense, the garbage is going to continue to be spewed and the reason why they continue to lose subscribers. It is what it is. What are you going to do? And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.